Hello, Xavier.
That's me.
What? Who are these people? You said it was just going to be the two of us.
Did you say it was going to be just you two?
I don't think I said it. I don't think I said that.
I think you said that, and you were like, the guys I work with mean nothing to me, and
That does sound like you.
It's much better without them.
That
This
does
is
sound
awkward.
like something I'd say.
What's going on, man?
So yeah, my name is Xavier. You were right. That was me. That's me.
My name's Ian.
And I'm David, and this on my lap is Snickle Fritz.
Snickle Fritz, is that a cat?
That is.
It's a giant cat. Isn't
He's
that
a big
like
boy.
Thunder?
But yeah,
That's
you want
good
to go?
eats right there.
Yes, sir.
You go by Mars.
You can call me Mars. I'd love it.
You love it? All right.
I like Mars.
We'll call you
Sounds
Mars. But yeah, we wanted to talk to you because you've obviously had quite a few roles, lived quite an interesting life, voice of a generation, if you will.
Sure.
And yeah, we wanted to just ask a couple questions, shoot the shit, just talk about some of the stuff. But
Sounds great. Let me get my water bottle. I'll be right back.
Oh, for
Hold on,
sure.
Look at my Halloween decorations.
Right
okay.
on. It's spooky season, baby.
Yeah.
That's he's got the whole backdrop there.
Yeah, bro. That ain't Party City shit neither.
Okay. Yes.
That's high grade.
Ready to shoot the shit.
Awesome. Well, yeah. First of all, how's quarantine been treating you? Because weird year we're dealing with here.
Tell me about it, man. Well, at first it was crazy and depressing, and at the same time, I'm an actor, so I don't really leave the house anyway. My normal day to day didn't really change.
Yeah.
So that didn't really affect me. Just work wise and really, but I adapted quickly and dove into creativity and silliness, and I keep saying I'm staying sane by staying productive.
Right.
Right
How about you guys?
We've been all right. We've been kind of nerding out, playing a lot of games, just taking it easy. Time, Ian says it a lot. Just time doesn't feel real, so it's just kind of like nothing matters if you waste a day on accident.
Yeah, but it's kind of working out for us. I mean, the Zoom interviews have become way more popular, so we've been talking to a lot of people, yourself included, that we probably would have never talked to if this didn't happen. So
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure, sure.
everybody's schedule's wide open, so we've been able to secure a couple nice interviews.
Doesn't it feel like when the sun goes down, it's like already?
Yeah, it's like, oh wow, okay, it's 6. Like,
Yeah.
whoops.
Crazy.
it helps when you wake up at 2 with that too.
Right? I'm gonna wake up in the afternoon, definitely.
Yeah, but it looked like your variety show kind of came out of that. Like, so it does seem
Definitely.
like you did get a nice benefit from it, being able to have everybody collab in the show because of quarantine.
Definitely, I would not have done that if it hadn't been for quarantine. I wanted to do the Mars Variety Show as a television entity, but I wanted a big budget, and I wanted a team of people, and I think audiences will be more forgiving with this, under the circumstances, and
Right.
it's been great.
Yeah, maybe find find your groove, get some foundation, and then once the world's normal, if it's ever normal, get the TV version pumped out.
That's what I'm hoping. Or at least, take it on the road. I want to do it. I used to do it live. That's what I miss the most, is going to see live music. I live in Nashville, and
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
bring these artists out so people can come experience them one-on-one firsthand.
Yeah.
So are most of the artists you have on the variety show, are they Nashville locals as well?
Most of them, yeah, but I haven't. I've had submissions from Los Angeles and Arizona. I got a friend of mine in Melbourne, Australia, did an
Wow.
episode. So I'm open to all indie artists. I
Right.
definitely, approach my friends here first. But anyone worthy of being showcased is welcome.
Yeah, we were watching it the other day, and we actually ordered some Brad Sativa shirts. 'Cause,
Nice,
he was
yeah.
cracking us up, but they didn't get here
Great.
yet, unfortunately. So we're not wearing them, but we were gonna pop on wearing the Brad Sativa shirts. and
Oh
now-
my gosh, that's amazing. Where are you guys located?
Central Illinois, Champaign.
Dig it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the best.
Yeah, he was right out.
He is dying when we were watching the variety show, dude.
Yeah, it was just like right out the gate, just like everything he said.
I just love watching people saying racist shit and getting fired. Yeah, I can watch it all day.
Yeah, like if you don't have your Facebook, if you don't have your job listed, that's why.
That was tricky for him. I think the comics, what I'm asking them to do is very old school, and it's not what they're used to doing. And telling a quick joke is not a lot of their styles. But he made it work for himself, and I was very pleased because I think he's one of the best, and he's got a good draw, and I think he's an example of like independent comics. He's like in Nashville, like he's one of the hardest working guys here. And always hustling, always doing shows at Zany's, and obviously he's got a good branding, you know. So he's one of those guys I believe in that people need to see more of.
Yeah, and it seems like comedians are finally getting able to do like outside shows.
Yeah, the backyard shows, the rooftop shows,
drive-in shows.
Yeah.
But yeah. So also, it looked like in the variety show you had a whole ass bar. You were making drinks. You were mixing it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stocked up.
And now I have a sponsor, so they've sent me alcohol that I'm
we need an alcohol sponsor.
There you go, you guys.
Yeah, that looks like some interesting stuff. I didn't catch what that alcohol was, but I saw that was coming out in the
yeah, you can plug it if they're sponsoring you. You can say the name.
Allow me to tell you, it's Kleiner Feigling. It's a German liqueur. It's like fig flavored liqueur with all natural flavors, and it is sweet. It reminds me of the stuff I used to drink when I was your age, when I could handle it. I would do the shots. And like, oh my gosh, I can't keep doing this. It's delicious, but I mean, the sugar rush is intense.
Yeah, so sweet it hurts your teeth.
Yeah.
And then another thing I noticed from it was, and I'm not for sure, but I thought I saw the back of a Zapp's Voodoo Chips bag. Can you grab those for me?
Probably. Sorry. You were looking really tight. Where'd you see that?
Well, I just saw the bag, and that's my number one chip. And
excellent.
Yeah, I was like, oh wait, what? And yeah, I wasn't for sure if that's what I saw, but yeah, those are.
My partner is from New Orleans, and I get those when she comes to see me.
Okay.
And I save the bags because she's also a burlesque performer, and she wants to turn them into an outfit. She wants to make like a Zapp's bag.
It's a cool logo. That's perfect.
It is.
The design, because the design's why I bought it, and then the taste is why I stayed. That's why.
Nice. It's too much vinegar for me. I can't.
It is a lot. They're little samplers, not a whole bag.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm trying. I'm like, I can't remember where the Zapp's bag might be, and if you saw it, does that mean I owe them like some money, or I should blur it out or something?
Well, no,
they owe you money.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Sponsored by Zapp's. You should be sponsored by Zapp's.
Honestly,
if I find the marketing person, I'll send them to you.
Yeah, that's I'm gonna jot that down. That would be a good one. Chips and alcohol.
Free chips, you know.
Everybody loves them. But yeah, everybody's heard your voice, kind of, even if you don't realize it. Seems like
or want to
want to hear your voice. It's there. Everybody has gotten a taste of it at least once or twice, just because of the diversity of what you've been in. And honestly, I didn't put it all together at first, but once I like started to, it was like, wow, okay, like kind of realized it all. And then you've also done some normal acting too. Do you have a preference on kind of? Or do you like
normal acting?
Normal real acting? No, like traditional acting. Let's put it that way. And then voice acting and like your new stuff. Do you kind of have any preference on what feels right?
Well, it's all acting. It's all the same. I mean, it's all, whether it's on camera, voiceover. It's all traditional, normal, however you want to say it. It's just a difference of like, do I want to show up in my pajamas, or do I show up at like 6 o'clock in the morning, get makeup and wardrobe and go to a location, that sort of thing. I just love it all, man. I mean, like I love both equally. Like voiceover, I'm working with cats I used to listen to when I was watching Saturday morning cartoons, and it's so much fun. And I love on camera because I like to be seen. I have an ego. I like that. I like wearing the wardrobe and the makeup and playing pretend with a bunch of people. That's a lot of fun as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, variety's the spice of life.
You
You have a favorite legendary voice actor you've gotten to work with? I mean, you've worked with a ton.
Yeah, Frank Welker is at the top of my list.
That's so
Frank,
cool.
you know who Frank Welker is, you guys?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm
Yes.
not sure.
It's Scooby, bro.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Scooby Doo. He's done he was in the movie Aladdin. He was Abu the monkey, and and the tiger, and the Cave of Wonders. Who disturbs my slumber? That's Frank. You've seen the Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Yeah.
Okay, you know the monkey that eats the date. Bad dates. That's
Right.
that. Spielberg didn't think the monkey sounded like a monkey, so that's Frank doing the. And Gremlins. You've seen Gremlins.
Oh, yes, of
He's
course.
Stripe, the evil gremlin.
Okay.
He's been around. He's done so much. And one of those guys that I would watch cartoons and I'd always look at the credits and I'd see his name constantly. And I'm very proud to say I've worked with him many, many times. And he's up there. Michael Bell was one of the first voice actors I really met. Michael Bell worked on Smurfs and Super Friends and I think he was the voice of Plastic Man and all these things back in the day. And I recognized him as an on-camera actor as well. And he was Duke in G.I. Joe, the OG G.I. Joe.
Oh,
and
shit.
Transformers,
Okay.
you know? Oh, yeah, Frank Welker was Megatron. I mean, like, all these, I was obsessed with these shows. So, like, yeah, these are big time folks. And June Foray is another actor. She did, like, all the, like, Witch Hazel in the Looney Tunes. She was Grammy
okay.
in Looney Tunes, and Rocket J. Squirrel and Bullwinkle and Rocky. And I worked with her on the first cartoon I ever did, which was Disney's Adventures of the Gummy Bears. So I got to, yeah, I like met and worked with voiceover royalty many times.
Nice. Yeah, that's got to be surreal to like you said, seeing them in the credits and then shaking their hand about to do voiceover work with them.
Yeah, and then you also don't know what they look like, so you have this preconceived thing of like what does this person look like? And I remember when I did Gummy Bears, I'd watched the show before. I was 12 when I worked on it, and there's the little boy gummy bear, Gusto. No, wait, I can't remember the little boy gummy bear. And when I met the actor who did the voice, it was a woman, and it completely threw me for a loop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I got that with Tommy Pickles.
Yeah.
Tara Strong.
Tara Strong. Yeah, Timmy Turner.
Yeah.
A ton of stuff. She does boy voices all the time.
Yep.
Yeah. So then possibly your most iconic role, Max Goof.
Yes.
I feel like most people would argue that. I guess just what was that like? And also, do you have any sort of like stashed memorabilia? I think, I don't know why I thought that'd be interesting if you had some sort of, vintage Max Goof merch.
No, I have mostly like stuff from like on-camera stuff. It's hard to like when you're in a recording booth, like the only thing you could take really is like, the script. You can't take the microphones. They frown upon that.
Yeah. Trying to sneak it under your shirt out.
Yeah, right. Hey, you guys don't need this anymore, do you? It was a great experience. I was familiar with Goof Troop, the TV series. And I'm definitely a Disney fan. I knew who Bill Farmer was, the voice of Goofy, and getting to work on the movie was a treat and a half. And I don't have any, I have some drawings from the production.
Oh, okay.
Movie, and that's about it. I have like as far as merch. I mean, there's only like Goofy movie merch out in the last 5 years. Really, Disney didn't really recognize the weight of that movie until recently.
Yeah.
Because all y'all are growing up and watching it over and over again and telling your friends about it. So, and only now it's had its resurgence, and now is when the cool merch happens. I love all the fan art that people do.
Yeah.
So I think that's
Well,
what
probably some of the fan art,
Yes. No, there's definitely there's good with the bad for sure.
Yes.
But there's some really good like Max as an adult, looks like he's on the cover of like, Men's Magazine.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Stuff like that,
Yeah, there used to be an art theater here in Champaign, and they would play kind of less popular new movies and then like throwback movies, and they did a free showing of the Goofy movie one time, and it was packed. And
Right
it was,
on, right
yeah,
on.
it was
Dig it.
it was quite a. We went there. It was quite a show.
Well,
Nice.
and one thing I didn't realize that the art theater did in their write-up was I didn't realize that a Goofy movie is such a big part of Black culture in general, like specifically.
Really?
Like it's considered one of the best Black comedies of like the 90s.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's huge in
know.
Black culture. I had no idea.
Me
Cool.
neither. I mean,
Yeah.
that's fantastic.
So that was that your favorite role, or do you have another one that might have been? Because there's a couple that I could think maybe Spirited Away. That one's a really cool one to have. Also,
That's super cool.
yeah.
Totally.
So is that your favorite, or is that?
It's like picking your favorite child, you know.
That's true. I didn't. Yeah.
You know? No, I
Jimmy's
love
the
them all for very specific reasons. You know, Max obviously because you guys dig it, and it's lasted so long and in an unpredictable way. And I love Spirited Away. I'd never even heard of Miyazaki-san until I booked that gig, and then working on that and experiencing that was cool. I got to meet him.
Okay.
And they flew me to the Toronto Film Festival to promote it, or it was premiering there rather. And John Lasseter from Pixar, formerly Pixar, the notorious hugger, John Lasseter, was allegedly, no, I guess factually, I don't know. I digress. He was there, and I got to meet John Lasseter, got to meet Miyazaki, and he and his producer were so cool. They gave me some pretty cool swag, some cool merch.
Nice.
From that I couldn't find anywhere else here. I got this Zippo lighter with a no face on it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and some artwork and things. Yeah.
Yeah, No Face used to be my phone wallpaper for like over a year.
Nice.
Yeah, and the animation on anything Ghibli is just like the best.
Spectacular.
Yeah,
It's outstanding.
so fluid and catches your eye. So if you don't have necessarily a favorite role, was there a hardest role? Most likely, in like a voice that maybe was harder to nail. It seems like you have quite a bit of range, but I was just wondering if anything was particularly more frustrating than something else.
Let's see. There's a few that's popping in my head. What would be the most interesting to talk about? Binks from Hocus Pocus is always one that I'm like, I wish I could have done that one over. I feel when I'm watching it that the accent goes from like British to Australian a couple times.
That's easy to do.
And it's tricky because, I had to loop everything. I had to loop Sean Murray, who is, he was originally cast as Thackeray for the human and the voice. So I had to loop him, and the cat was already mostly animated. Like they brought me in the last minute to kind of
okay.
redo it. And it's I have a very different timing and delivery than Sean, so I had to kind of adapt my performance to his performance in a way, if that makes sense. So that was the most challenging for sure.
Yeah, it's easy enough to switch between those two accents.
Yeah, Australian is just like prison British.
But yeah, that movie is kind of a Halloween staple, so
Yeah.
I feel like most people have definitely heard that as well.
We should watch Hocus Pocus soon.
Oh man.
Yeah, we could do it tonight.
I won't be here tonight.
We'll do a Jason Marsden movie marathon. We'll rock them all out.
There you go, you guys. Why not? Love it.
There's any roles you've like missed? Anything that was like right there and you just lost it by the skin of your teeth?
All the time, man. All the time. Yeah. There was a role on DuckTales that I can't talk about.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh my gosh. Oh, I'm still upset about it. And every time there's a new Spider-Man cartoon, I read for it, and I get so close, close. I read for. I got close to play Sylvester Stallone's son in Rocky V.
Whoa!
He ended up casting his own kid, which happens.
Whatever.
That happens. Yeah, there's always some near misses in an actor's career,
Yeah, and that's probably I'm sure it's a numbers game and just like getting it out there as much as possible and just seeing where it sticks at.
Yeah, it's like being an actor is like being a professional gambler. It's like say you're good at playing blackjack. You can go to the table, you can play, you're really good at it. You make your bets, you'll win a few hands, you'll be able to afford dinner, and then sometimes you'll hit the table and you will like hit big.
Yeah.
And then most of the times, you'll go to the table and you'll be broke.
Right.
No, but you have to love playing the game.
Yeah.
Right on.
So, going off more roles, any dream role that maybe you didn't ever read for or anything like that, but you think your voice would fit perfect for, but just might be too out there or something? I don't know if that makes sense.
I think so. I've read for Batman a few times, but ultimately, like, even as a fan, I can say, like, I don't know if I would be the right choice for that, just with my sound. I know Spider-Man. I'd be, like a superhero like that. But I mean, I play Impulse in Young Justice, so that kind of feeds that Frankenstein in a way,
Yeah.
Maybe
be
like
Spider-Man.
a big monologuing supervillain. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be fun to play.
You could definitely be Spider-Man. I think that would easily.
I think so.
Yeah. And that's all that matters.
They had the whole Donald Glover for Spider-Man campaign, and it eventually kind of panned out. So let's just get Jason Marsden for Spider-Man going.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hashtag Jason for Spider-Man.
There you go. Well, my buddy Robbie Damon is Spider-Man now, and he's great. So I don't want to take any work.
There's a lot of Spider-Mans though.
You're right. There is a lot of Spider-Mans. There is a Spider-Verse. We could do that.
It could be Spider-Mars.
Oh, get in there. You and Nick Cage in the same booth. Spider-Verse 2.
That'd be fun.
Spider-Mars, where Spider-Man's in space. He's on Mars.
Oh, there you go. There you go. You guys write it, pitch it. Me as the attachment. It'll be a thing.
Right on.
So with a lot of voiceover work, it may not has happened as much as normal actors. Like I said, no, I'm just. But do you get recognized in public that much, or is it? Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. I did a lot of TV shows in the '90s.
Yeah.
And those were real popular for a lot of folk. I live in the South, so a lot of family television watching around here. So I definitely got recognized more when I moved here than in Los Angeles. But yeah, it happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I always wonder that, and just like when that level kind of hits for people, and then what the response is.
Do you have it happen a lot where they don't necessarily recognize you at first, and then you talk, and they're like, "That's Max Goof."
Yeah, that happens. I've had it where people just can't stop saying, "Man, you remind me of someone. I don't know who it is. Did you go to Phillips High School? No, are you from Dayton, Ohio? Are you like," they can't, I feel like I'm like, no, I'm an actor. I'm on I did sitcoms. Like, no, you definitely owe me money, I think. I've heard it all over the place. Hey, Ian.
Yeah.
Are you going to say something?
Do
you have any questions at all? You got a giant pink microphone in front of you.
You sing out.
Why are you there? Are you the cat wrangler? What's going on?
You kind of put me on the spot here. I got a little bit of stage fright going.
You starstruck?
Yeah, starstruck.
What's your favorite Jason Marsden project?
I mean,
he doesn't even know who I am, right? He's just. I got like 2 notes here. I don't know.
So many. How do you choose?
All right, Ian, we'll come back to you. I don't know if I give him a mic, you guys.
It's like picking your favorite kid, right?
Exactly.
So back to your variety show a little bit. It definitely has a very retro feel to it. Definitely.
Yeah, man.
It seems like it works for what it is, and the Nashville. It's kind of have like a retro Nashville vibes, a 70s feeling to it.
Dig it. I'm glad you zeroed in on that. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, definitely very fitting. And story arcs. We noticed there's some story arcs with the locked up screen, the locked up backdrop, and yeah.
Do you know how many people thought that was real?
No way.
I got so many. I felt bad. I got so many messages from fans and friends saying, "Hey, what do you want us to do? Do you need a lawyer? Hey, can we send you? We'll send you a backdrop." I'm like, "You guys,
let's storm the Acme building."
Yes. That's all. They were, yeah, seriously. And for your listeners, for those who might not know what we're talking about, so the season finale of the first season of the Mars Variety Show, I came up with an idea that because I have this backdrop that I use, and I had this
Backdrop
idea
is
that,
sick
you know what?
too.
Thanks. My partner got it for me. So I came up with this idea, like I want to do one of those classic sitcom stories where they find out, oh, you know, the house is being foreclosed and you have to raise $20,000, otherwise I'm going to take away the house. So I'm like, what can I do? I'm like, I know, I'll pretend that the Acme Backdrop Company has sent me a cease and desist and I'm not allowed to use the backdrop until I get 1,000 subscribers. and in the show I had it locked up, like they booted it, like, you know, when they boot a car.
Yeah, like a bike chain lock on.
Yes. I wrote a fake cease and desist letter with like letterhead and stuff. And even in the top corner, the address was like, I made this up at fake.com. And people still thought it was real.
Getting the pitchforks. They were like, we're gonna, this can't
But
happen.
it worked. I got people watched it. And it was one of the best episodes, I thought.
Yeah, it's a solid ultimatum to give out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely seems like you're finding your groove with that, and you're in the second season now. So
I'm in the middle of it now. Yeah, as soon as I get off the phone with you guys, I'm gonna go back to editing and
nice.
Call in talent and that sort of thing.
Awesome. Yeah. Starting strong, and we're looking forward to more episodes of that.
Yeah. Any big plans for season 2? Anything you're super excited about?
Yes, I mean, like, I'm not just
though.
decorating for Halloween because I like it. I mean, I this is kind of like the background for the Halloween episode. I got something really interesting planned. I'm reaching out to some really cool local bands. I got an interesting story that I'm gonna impart in that, and yeah, it's gonna be a big to do. That'll premiere October 26th.
Okay. Perfect
Right on.
timing.
We'll mark the calendars.
Yeah.
Please do.
And yeah, that's oh yeah, and then so yeah, you said it's mostly Nashville locals, but you're starting to kind of branch out into anybody worthy enough to be on the Mars Variety Show.
Absolutely. I mean, everyone's worthy. It's I
Yeah, no, I know.
Specific, but I you know, the show is created as a platform to showcase independent talent. There's so much here in Nashville. That was what the inspiration was. And I mean, I saw my fair share of like bands in Los Angeles, but I don't think I've seen anything like it here, where you're seeing musicians like pour their guts out on stage for like 6 people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, you know, I have a modest fan base. I mean, they like cartoons and Goofy movie and stuff, but maybe they'll like music as well. And so I use that as a platform to showcase these guys and the comedians and the circus performers and poets and artists. And, you know, there's a lot of independent artists out there these days.
It keeps getting more diverse as time goes on. We're there all of a sudden there was Fire. And we were like, whoa, okay. Like it was getting intense. But yeah, it almost seems like they might be stuck in, like, they're doing great in Nashville, but they're kind of in the bubble of Nashville. And then you use the platform to kind of pop that and just see, like, you know, check out this talent that's not really under a rock, but just kind of confined to doing local stuff in Nashville.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure there's local bands there, or even bands that are from your area that are huge, but that maybe not anyone else knows about. And you're like, how is that possible? But yeah, this is another way to help spread that awareness. You know, I have a big mouth. I like to use it.
Yeah. Good use of the platform.
Yeah.
So yeah, and
Ian,
then I also.
Do you agree? He hates me. He's like, why am I here? I thought it was James Marsden. I thought it was the guy from X-Men.
He's still rubbing the sleep from his eyes. It was long night watching Jason Marsden stuff.
It's almost gone. Unbelievable. Xavier, ask a question.
So besides the variety show, do you have any future goals, or are they maybe a secret? You don't want to spoil them.
Yes, let me tell you my secrets. You know, I have a Christmas episode planned for the Mars Variety Show, and I'm in the burlesque community, and I'm going to produce a burlesque show as well. So
Oh, you're not doing the burlesque?
I will not be doing the burlesque. No, I don't think anybody wants to see that. Ian?
Um,
I think he would check that out.
I'll give
All right.
it a look.
All right. Yeah, and always, I'm still that gambler. I'm still going to the table playing blackjack, auditioning, and seeing what gigs I can get. Now that I'm, it kind of hurt when I moved to Nashville because most of my work is in Los Angeles, and I just emotionally could not commute to LA anymore for work. My home is here.
Yeah.
So now with the pandemic, Los Angeles is looking for people with home studios, whether you live in LA or not. So that has opened up opportunities for me as well.
So what was the big, I guess, decider to move to Nashville?
I met a woman. She was from here. I met her in Studio City, and I just, would visit her family, for the holidays instead of mine in Rhode Island. And when I would visit here, I thought I was going to live and die in LA. I loved LA. My industry's there. My friends were there. But there was something about being here, something about being in the South. I loved the slower pace.
Yeah.
I loved the music scene, the food, the wide open spaces. There was no traffic. And every time I came here, I just wanted to stay. I wanted to stay more. And the visits just got longer and longer and longer until ultimately I was like, I think I want to move here.
Right.
And I did.
Right on. Just fell in love with it. That's awesome.
Yeah, cities can be mean and cold. And then in the South, you get big like howdies, and yeah,
that's it. Yeah, people wave to you, and my first few visits, like we'd be driving, I'm in the passenger seat and drive by someone, they'd wave to you. I'm like, do they know you? Do they know me? Why are they? People come up to me at Best Buy talking to me about whatever, and my LA mind is like, what do they want? What do you want from me? What do you want?
Yeah, is this guy about to stab me? What's going on?
Yeah, but people just want to shoot the shit. They don't want to talk, and I that was always me. Like, I love connecting with people, and Los Angeles breeds such a like an every man for himself mentality, and such a quick thinking, and I never found that. I would wave to people or try to smile at people, and they wouldn't respond. And
yeah, they just look angry. You're like, all right.
Yes, I know. They had so much traffic and smog and whatnot. People get all uptight.
Yeah, and then I also saw you kind of have your own self-made cameo. So they don't really so they don't get the cut. You get all of the cameo.
I get it all. Yeah. I get it all. Yeah, no, Cameo, they reached out many times. I was very disappointed by the way they were reaching out to me, and I chose not to support them. And I'm like, I can do it myself. I can, I'm definitely not, they have a huge push and they got a huge thing going, and good for them. But I know I like to connect with my fans directly, and that's a great way to do that.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely something that can be done by itself. It's just that you get the benefit of the platform, like it getting funneled to you, but it's much more personable to actually.
And I'm like, if you're gonna pay to for me to do a shout out, I don't want to be like there's the celebrities I've seen who are like, in their car driving like, hey Bob, I'm driving to the market. Happy birthday, and or just something very impersonal. And I don't know. I like to do it. I like to give them something, a little bang for their buck.
Right. Yeah. So. That makes sense. And then this one, feel free to not talk about. But I did see you tweet one time, and I thought this was very interesting. That's when you did voices for Skyrim, they kind of lied on how many characters you were going to be voicing.
Yeah.
And that does make sense with that many characters. Still, obviously bogus.
It makes sense with Bethesda.
Yeah, but so they just kind of were like, "Oh, here's your lines, your 2 characters," but then it got divvied up into 9. Is that kind of what happened, or?
Well, here's what happened. So, contractually, a voice actor can do up to 3 voices for one session for a certain amount of money. Any voice after that is an extra fee.
Yeah.
So they found a loophole and when I'm very grateful for the job. They gave it to me. I didn't have to audition. It was 2 days of work. When I came in, they're like, all right, so we're coming in. We're just going to do, they didn't really explain it. They had the dialogue was on a plasma screen in front of me. Like, just read these lines and just use your own voice. All you have to do is use your own voice. I'm like, okay. Well, about a couple hours into it, I realized I just voiced like 15 different characters. This guy's definitely a king. This guy's definitely a bard. This guy's definitely this.
Yeah.
And I should have told them to go fuck themselves and left, but I don't like to ruffle feathers. And I took their money, but yeah, it was wrong. It was wrong for them to do that because they got a tremendous performance from me, and they used a loophole, and I did not agree with that. And so, I'm grateful to the fans who love it and call me out when they're like, "Hey, did you voice Sven? Did you voice this guy? Did you voice?" They know them by name. I'm like, they didn't have names when I did it.
Yeah.
There was nothing. So yeah, really upset about that. I think they've changed it since those rules, but that was not cool.
Yeah, no, that's stuff. And that game doesn't. They definitely did that with other people too.
Oh yeah.
If you go through, you can realize like, oh, okay, this guy's 9 people. This girl's 9 people.
Yeah.
It kind of bums me out, man.
Yeah, it is unfortunate that.
It really bums me out.
Good. I mean, you can still support the game, but I want people to know that's because it's gotten better now. We have ratified a contract with the video game companies, but for the longest time, you guys, the video game companies treated voice actors like we were unessential.
Yeah.
Like the SAG after union would go to the negotiations saying, we would like royalties, we would like this, we would like that. And the companies would be like, no, we're not going to talk about any of that. We could do this with anybody off the street. And that infuriated me. And it finally took a strike, which I was for years ago. Well, we finally did it. And we still didn't get everything. And because a lot of actors are fear-based, and I admit it, I'm the same way. Used to be rather, but we're fear-based. We like the work. We don't want to ruffle feathers. We don't want to upset casting. We don't want to upset producers because we want that guarantee. We want that other job because we're not contract players. We're plumbers for hire.
Yeah.
So we don't want to ruffle feathers. A lot of us did, not me. A lot of union actors did non-union work, or they went in behind everyone else and still gave the video games companies the power. So, I have done a couple of games since the deals feel good about doing it, but I will always remember that.
Yeah.
To think that anybody can do what we do. I challenge them to find anybody that can sit in a room for 4 hours and emote and do combat efforts,
right?
And have it not go over time, have them not blow out their voice, and still have a fantastic performance.
Yeah, just saying that like everybody has the same energy just simply is not true. Like there's a certain cadence and energy that has to go into every word said.
Well, and there's stamina, there's vocal exercise you have to do to build it up. Like, it's a full-time job. It's a career. It's the real deal.
Yep.
But I do also want to apologize because I have played a lot of Skyrim and I have killed you.
You don't have to apologize at all. I'll bet I love it. I have
killed you many times. Whether it was reasonable or not, it has.
That's why I do a couple of efforts. I do the attack efforts and the dying efforts, so I can satisfy everyone's murderous rage.
Yeah, I've heard those dying efforts.
I have friends who have contacted me like, I have taken great pleasure in killing you in this game.
And then another thing with Bethesda, so as soon as I found out that you were Boone in Fallout New Vegas, I didn't realize that immediately. I've also traveled with you and spent quite a bit of time with you. And once I realized that, I was like, oh, wow, like, I've literally traveled with him for many hours. We did. So
right on.
Haven't killed Boone.
That was an interesting gig. That was also I think just an offer. I don't remember auditioning for that, but it was like a half hour of my day. It was the quickest, easiest job. And I did not realize, I totally forgot I was part of it until I started doing conventions, and people would say, you're Boone. I'm like, who?
So they don't give you, for video games, it doesn't seem like they give you names a lot of the time. They're just kind of like, here's your lines, and they're...
No, this one they did. I mean, they told me the whole story, but like when I, as a voice actor, I mean, I could be doing like several jobs in a day, and they just kind of blur, and you just forget about it, you know?
Yeah.
So you never know what's popular. So that's one of the jobs I did not realize was a big deal. So I'm like, oh, I guess I need to add him to my collage of characters that people like.
Yeah, I would, yeah, definitely. And then I read on one of the Fallout wikis, I don't know if this is true, that originally James Marsden was accidentally credited for Boone. Now,
I don't know, probably.
Okay, because I didn't know if there was any truth to that or not, because it was just on a Fallout wiki, so it could easily be fake. But yeah, if you don't know about that, then I'm assuming there's no beef between you and him.
No, Jimmy and I are friends, and there's no beef between us.
Yeah, because when I've told people like, oh yeah, I'm going to interview Jason Marsden, and they said, is James Marsden his brother? You should ask that. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not the case.
No, but what's funny is that that woman that I met, who we ended up marrying, we're now divorced amicably. But when we were together, her best friend, since she was a little girl, was married to James.
Oh, okay.
So,
wow.
So he and I are not relations, but Marsden is not my biological last name. But we've known of each other, and we were kind of related for a little bit, but we're not blood related.
That's crazy. So it did kind of work out.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yes, yeah.
And then also, I saw you open up a spot for fan mail, and I gotta ask, have you had any weird or upsetting fan mail?
Or particularly good fan mail?
Yeah, or great fan mail, but
no, thank good. Nothing upsetting. I've had someone just like bypass it and send a letter to my house, which is like, all right, I don't know. That's. I don't know. I frown upon that, just to let everyone know.
Yeah.
Understandably.
But no, it's all been great. I have this friend of mine, a guy I met at a con from Rhode Island, who, because I'm from Rhode Island, and he's very intense about his voice actors, and he loves that, that I'm a Rhode Islander, and he really wants me to remind me that I'm from Rhode Island. So he'll send me these amazing care packages of like Rhode Island sodas and these coffee syrups that they would make, and books on our, we had a kind of a defunct theme park that closed down, and like really cool stuff. These are highlights. I've gotten some very emotional things about, how I have had cancer, or I have this, and watching your performances has helped me through this, and people have sent me fan art, and it's all been tremendous. I love it. I love it.
That's
nothing.
Awesome.
I always when I do the fan mail thing, and I counsel people, I'm like, please, like, send, like, if you want something back sooner than later, send a self-addressed stamped envelope, and please don't send acid, because I watched like a Unsolved Mysteries or something like that, where they profile this guy who is really obsessed with Bjork, the music artist, and he documented himself like putting together this package that he would send to Bjork, that when she opened it, acid would fly out into her face, and he tested it out on like a cutout of her.
My God.
And then he ends up like painting himself red, shaving his head, and blowing his fucking brains out.
What the fuck?
What is that called? Do you remember?
I can't remember the show, but he ends up sending the package. It was intercepted, but I'm like, gosh, I hope no one likes me that much.
Nobody sent acid.
I'm not that good.
Please. Yeah, and I don't accept any baked goods or any food. That
makes sense.
That's about
there
it.
Might be acid inside of it.
Yeah.
And then I also saw there were some people making fake accounts of you. I thought that was very interesting for you to be a target of people just straight up impersonating you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. What I do mind is these people were soliciting women and getting them into to get a date or send private information, and I draw a line at that, man.
The ultimate catfish to show up and it's not you.
I don't know. It might be disappointing if they found out it is me. I don't know. But yeah, there was one guy I confronted, and he got very intense, and I had to call the FBI and be like, "This guy threatened me," and this other person. I mean, I will message them directly, being like, "Please don't do this."
Yeah.
That's not cool. But you know, if anything, it helps me hopefully get verified on Instagram, because they refuse. I have submitted 5 times over 3 years for verification on Instagram, and all they sent me is I don't fit the requirements, and I do not know what else to do. I don't know what that means. And there are people who I follow, like friends of mine, who have far less followers, who are verified, and I don't know what to do.
Yeah, it seems like there really doesn't seem to be any true qualifications, because I've seen people with 200 followers that's like some doctor and they're verified, and it's like, well, why I guess like
gotta do some more TikTok dances or something.
maybe Jeepers.
It doesn't seem hard. It's kind of like just click the button that gives me a check mark. Like it's not like it's like rocket science to give somebody the check mark. It seems fairly easy on their part.
I don't know what their rules are. I mean, like I'm just asking that you validate that it's me, and I don't know how to validate myself more than I can. You know, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're rooting for that blue check mark that you get it.
Thanks.
It only takes like 24 hours to get it on Tinder. You gotta take like 2 pictures of you doing the pose, and then you're good to go. You have a blue check in 24 hours. I have a blue check on Tinder.
Right.
Wait,
right
what?
Ian?
No blue check?
No blue check on Tinder.
How's Tinder working out for you, Ian?
It didn't work out well. I deleted it.
I do okay.
I'll bet you do. The long hair. Are you in a band? You play music?
No, I get that a lot though.
Yeah.
I don't mind getting that a lot. I get Thor a lot, but I didn't get Thor so much until they put out the one of him being fat in the new Marvel.
the Big Lebowski Thor.
Yeah.
Fortnite Thor.
Right on.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a compliment anymore.
No.
After the new one.
But I'll take what I can get.
Yeah.
Still Thor.
Yeah, I guess you're still Thor. Do you have any shows that your favorites that you're not necessarily in? If you are in them, then they can be your favorite show too. I was just wondering if there's any specific media. You said Spider-Man and Scooby-Doo and stuff. I'm sure those were things that kind of got you into the mindset of like, this is what I want to do. But were there any cartoons or shows that were like, oh wow, okay, this is what I want my life to be?
Yeah, I mean, like I grew up watching Transformers. I love Transformers. I got to work on a Transformers cartoon. Nice. I got to be a Transformer. I got to be an Autobot. That was like a dream come true.
Yeah.
And then working with Peter Cullen, the voice of Optimus Prime, was pretty dope. The shows I'm watching now that I love are Samurai Jack.
Oh yeah.
I think it's gorgeous and wonderfully performed by my friend Phil Lamar. I've never done an episode. I would love to have done one. There's a show that I'm obsessed with called The Amazing World of Gumball.
Oh yeah, I like Gumball.
It's a good my show. Son and I watch that all the time, and this is the only time I solicit the creator regularly, being like, please hire me. Anything you do, anything. The Gumball is produced in the UK, and the only American actors they have are the actors who voice Gumball and Darwin, the lead characters. Everyone else is in the UK. So contractually, I think that's the way they have to do it. But he is aware of me. He wants to work with me as well. He's just trying to find that project
Yeah.
to do it. But I'd love to work with Ben Bachelet, who created that show. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's such an interesting like form of mixed medium. Like there's all of a sudden
Yes.
like real claymation on screen, a horrible drawing that's intentionally bad, like
Yes.
one that's just like, surprising no one did that until Gumball.
Yeah, it's like the new generation of like Chowder or Flapjack with those mixed styles, but just taking it to the extreme for sure.
Yeah, practical
Yep.
backgrounds, and the stories are so good. They start off so like the bait and switch.
Yeah.
Like they start off so simple, and then they turn into like an action movie or a big, fantastic musical production. Like and the performances by those actors are amazing. Amazing.
Right.
I laugh so hard every time I watch that show.
But yeah, that's pretty much the end of what I got, and we're almost at an hour. Anything?
I think the only thing I really have left is what's the best way for people to submit to try and get on the Marsden or the Mars Variety Show?
If you want to be on the Mars Variety Show, you can send a submission. I prefer a video submission. Send it to @MarsPresents on Instagram, or Mars Presents Inc. @gmail.com.
Gotcha.
Awesome. Yeah. We'll definitely drop the links to that in the description of this for
Please
people to check out. Yeah.
Please.
And yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, man. Super stoked for the rest of season 2.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for watching and talking about it. It's a labor of love pet project, and I'll be working on it as soon as I hang up. I gotta do laundry and eat, and then I'll probably be editing.
Pretty day planned out. Good Friday.
Indeed. Is it Friday?
Is it Friday?
Already.
That's that quarantine mind. Like, wait,
Yeah.
oh, I thought it was Tuesday. Like,
It's not real.
Gosh. You guys, I appreciate you having me. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Are you
we'll stay in
satisfied with the
touch.
Conversation?
Wait, what?
Are you satisfied with this conversation? Did you get
Oh,
everything you
yes.
wanted?
Blown away.
Absolutely.
Defied all expectations.
Maybe
Ian, last chance for that burning question you've always wanted to know.
I've been kind of wondering, you use any product in the hair?
Listen, guys, I got to go. It was fantastic talking to you. Do you really want to know? Do you really want to know?
Yeah.
plug it. Get sponsored by him.
I use shea butter. It sounds weird, right? But here's how we're going to close the show. Shea butter. I use it because it's thick, and I have this thick hair, and I want it to kind of get flat. So I use just a little bit, and it helps to texturize, keeps my scalp kind of moist, not dry, not flaky, and it keeps it in control. So yeah,
Awesome.
It's something that I've discovered.
Try the shea butter out.
Yeah, there you go.
I guess one very last thing before we let you go. Could we get it's been a while in the voice? Just
It's been a while.
Is which voice?
Your favorite, whatever you think you're gonna nail it at.
It's been a while. That's my Mitch Hedberg impression. No, I don't know what you want. Oh my gosh, it's been a while since I saw Power Line. It's been a while since I lied to my dad. It's been a while since I hung out with Roxanne. I gotta see what's going to slide into her DMs.
Ooh, I like Roxanne fan art too.
Since I said that. Hey, thank you guys so much.
Dude, thank you.
Yeah,
We'll keep in
thank you.
touch.
Yeah, have a great day, man.
Peace, you guys.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Bye.
Woo.
Got your ass.